James Gunn's Superman movie has captured the world's attention, and if you're anything like me, you might have taken this opportunity to look back at the history of the character. Between various comic book, animation, and live-action appearances, there's an oft-forgotten stage musical. That's right. We live in a world where you can hear the Man of Steel singing onomatopoeias while beating up supervillains. But it gets worse, because this musical was adapted for the screen. The small screen. Today we are not talking about a movie musical, but instead a made-for-TV catastrophe. Hello, welcome to Movie Musical Mania, the channel devoted to sharing a slice of musical cinema with the world. Please like and subscribe for more content like this. This is the brief and chaotic history of the Superman musical and its infamously awful television adaptation. The musical It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman opened on Broadway in March of 1966 at the Elvin Theater. Directed by Hal Prince, yes, that Hal Prince, with music composed by Charles Strouse and lyrics by Lee Adams, yes, that Strouse and Adams, and a book by David Newman and Robert Benton. It starred Patricia Morand as Lois Lane, Michael O'Sullivan as Dr. Abner Sedgwick, and, the production's biggest name, Jack Cassidy as Max Menken. Linda Lavin lobbied hard for the role of Lois, but was cast as Sydney, Max's girlfriend. If you don't recognize most of these characters, it's because DC would only lend the rights for a few characters, namely Superman, Lois Lane, and Perry White, and so the rest had to be invented for the musical. The cast had come together nicely, but what about Superman? Where would they find a man who could sing, dance, act, and look like Superman? Hal Prince put an ad in the paper for an actor who was 6'4", weight between 190 to 210, handsome, in his mid-30s, black hair, blue eyes, and strong features. Actor Bob Holliday, who had appeared on Broadway in Fiorello and was currently in the touring company of Lerner & Loewe's Camelot, felt that he fit the bill and auditioned with Lancelot Songs from Camelot. Peter Felicia writes that 50 other actors auditioned for the role, including Don Bragg, who'd won a gold medal for pole vaulting in the 1960 Olympics. But Bob Holliday won the part. He relished playing Superman so much that he would meet children after performances still in costume. According to author Bruce Savelli, Holliday remained in his Superman costume after the matinees and invited the kids backstage for autographs. Towering over his young fans, the 6'4" actor signed their programs and admonished them to drink their milk and be good. Price had such hopes for the show that he raised the ticket prices to an all-time high of $12, although he did have some cheaper seats in the back for $5 and $2. The reason for the two lowest prices was, as Prince told the press, to bring people back to the theater who left it some time ago for economic reasons. But I think this was pretty much an excuse to let the premium seats be crazy expensive. $12 certainly doesn't seem bad by today's standards, but that's around $120, give or take a few. Around $7.50 was the average high for a Broadway ticket price in the 1960s. Surprisingly, at least to me, the show received fairly high praise from critics. Stanley Kaufman of the New York Times wrote that Superman was easily the best musical so far this season, which is insane considering that the 1966 season also wielded Sweet Charity, Man of La Mancha, and Mame. Despite the critical acclaim, it closed after only 129 performances. And to be clear, it certainly is not a terrible musical. The score is fairly enjoyable, especially the title song, You've Got Possibilities, and You've Got What I Need. But the score certainly has some laughably low points, most notably Lois's What I've Always Wanted ballad and Superman's The Strongest Man in the World ballad, both of which I will touch on later. It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman is often touted as the biggest Broadway flop of its day, but how true is this rumor? According to the page Superman, Flop or Not, on the SupermanBobHolliday.com website, even though the exact numbers are disputed, the show at least broke even, making it far from the biggest flop of even the 1960s. But still, why did the show close so quickly? Perhaps it was the high ticket costs, or perhaps it was something darker. Something mysterious. Something like... You see, the Batman TV show, starring Adam West, was available for free at home. Also, rumor has it Holliday was told he'd get the cover of Life, but lost it to Adam West. As others have noted, this is the original Batman vs. Superman. Perhaps the show didn't find the right audience. In those days, most adults went to the theater without their children. The character of Superman may have been seen strictly as a kiddie attraction. Even though Prince dropped the Monday evening performance in favor for a Thursday matinee, this couldn't save the show. The show wasn't completely forgotten, though. It had somewhat of a legacy. You've Got Possibilities, performed by Linda Lavin, had somewhat of an existence outside of the show and became kind of a musical theater standard. The title song's theme was also adopted by the WTOP television station for its news broadcasts in Washington, D.C. And, of course, there was the infamous 1975 television adaptation, which is certainly famous in its own right. The musical was adapted for the screen and trimmed down to a brisk 90-minute runtime, cutting the musical numbers Doing Good, It's Super Nice, So Long Big Guy, and We Don't Matter at All. Many of the remaining numbers feature an oddly 1970s influenced backing that suits the score very poorly. It starred David Wilson as Superman/Clark Kent, Leslie Warren as Lois Lane, Loretta Swit as Sidney Carlton, David Wayne as Dr. Abner Sedgwick, Alan Ludden as Perry White, and Kenneth Mars as Max Menken. Filmed over 3 days and with minimal rehearsal, the finished product looks like the first take on literally every shot. There are choreography slips, questionable costumes, phoned-in performances, and tacky jokes.
Will Superman fall into this dastardly trap? Stay tuned for Chapter 8, Superman Trapped.
Although I kind of enjoy the comic book-inspired sets. I mean, this thing is beyond camp.
Oh, Clark, have you been there all along?
It's so campy it elevates the whole experience to a new level.
Is to have Superman destroy himself. You mean to say that Superman would destroy himself? I mean to say that Superman would destroy himself. Ah, I see. You mean that Superman would destroy himself? I mean that Superman would destroy himself.
Lois Lane's character is perhaps the biggest victim of this incarnation. Not only does she keep referring to herself exclusively as a girl reporter, she is stripped of any autonomy or character outside of yearning for Superman. Some of this was a carryover from the stage musical, which mistakenly has Lois singing how all she ever wanted was to be a housewife, a thing I can't picture Lois Lane ever singing. But Leslie Warren still plays it strictly as a joke, a woman who fails the Bechdel test, no matter how tongue-in-cheek that test may be, at any chance, and nothing else. That being said, Superman is also not quite himself in this. He's a cocky, whiny child, until Max convinces him that he is a freak for having X-ray vision, which makes him suicidal. Yep, I said that right. Suicidal.
I'm a freak?
Well, this has been a very productive session.
I'm a freak.
I have other appointments.
Oh, no, I'm a freak. Mommy, I didn't mean it.
Now, don't get me wrong, I understand that comic book characters at this time, especially in live action, were approached with a level of camp. The aforementioned Batman program is a testament to this. With that being understood, the stage musical on which this TV program was based certainly interpreted the character of Superman with more sincerity, or at least it intended to. It is hard to listen to Superman sing his Act 2 ballad, The Strongest Man in the World, and hide a smirk, but I understand what the creators were going for. A musical comedy that can be enjoyed by children and adults. Prince directed Bob Holliday to "Don't characterize it, play it straight." And Bob Holliday took that to heart, which is probably not a simple feat for the musical with a man in tights and isn't Peter Pan genre. From the boyish curl hanging down his forehead to the red-footed feet set solidly on the floor, the man is all sincerity. After all, the musical's book was written by David Newman and Robert Benton, who would go on to co-write the 1978 Superman movie with Christopher Reeve, a movie that certainly didn't see Superman through a satirical lens. All this to say that this Superman 1975...
Look, Mother. One innocent babe.
We've always wanted one of those.
does little but lampoon the musical on which it was based. It becomes a farce. ABC seemed to understand this, although probably too late after its creation. Due to poor reception from critics, it was broadcast only a few times as part of ABC's Wide World of Entertainment late-night umbrella title. The late-night time slot makes me wonder, who was the demographic? Perhaps the musical suffered from the same affliction, but at least they added matinees. It seems clear that ABC just wanted nobody to see what they had produced. And probably for good reason. But in the end, there's little harm done. If anything, the TV special, which is available in full on YouTube, is a fun and interesting late-night watch. I critique it all in good fun. Thank you for watching. This is Movie Musical Mania. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this, and check out my other videos as well. Thank you.